Congratulations, I hear you're a free man.
Apparently someone put in a good word for me with Colonel Young.
As much as I'd like to take credit, I really haven't had any time.
I know, it was Sergeant Greer.
Greer?
I love to thank him, but I get the feeling he'll claim he doesn't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, probably. Listen, I just wanted to come by and say I'm sorry about your people. And even though you may feel like you're alone, you're not.
I know.
Okay, so we are here to talk about Varo, as you just saw. Varo and TJ getting very close. So let's explain or try to explain the character of Varo. Well, he's a member of the Lucian Alliance, played by the great Mike Dopud, if I'm saying his name correctly, who has done so many roles throughout many franchises. It's really hard to keep up. On Stargate alone, he's done more characters than I've actually been able to count. Oh, you can count them, I just haven't counted them. I recall very clearly him playing that character from Stargate Atlantis. That's the one that stands out the most. I think it's Carrick. That one was a great character. But before that, I recall him also, I think it was he played another Lucian Alliance character, I think almost the same character as Varo on SG-1, but I can't remember the name, but it was, then you think he played a Russian guy on SG-1 and a couple other characters that I still can't remember. On Atlantis, he may have played some other ones as well, maybe Lucian, maybe, what were they called? Maybe Janai or something like that. Maybe he played a Glaold or Wraith. I don't know for sure about all that, but anyways, Varo, what an interesting character. So he comes on board, I think, on the end of season 1 when Dr. Rush infiltrates the Lucian Alliance as in Colonel Telford's body on Earth, where we get to see him fail at that, but he still gets in. And they found another planet like the Icarus planet that was able to had enough Naquadria or Naquada, I always get those mixed up, to dial Destiny. So we can take a look at a short clip of that. We might not see Varo in it very much, but let's go ahead and take a look at that anyways.
Running planetary scans.
Whoa.
Sir, it looks like the intel is good. The planet's laced with Naquadria deposits. We're also reading a huge energy signature emanating from what looks like a pyramid.
Pyramid? That takes me back.
Unfortunately, the complex inside is shielded against beaming technology.
So Rush can't be beamed out.
No, sir. We'll have to go in with...
With ground forces from the outside.
All right, Colonel. Have a go.
What was that?
We're under attack. Can we dial the ninth chevron?
Not without blowing everything up.
Dial it. Get ready! We're going now!
Okay, so we see when the Lucian Alliance are dialing Destiny from the planet. And we see what happens, but at least the beginning part of it. Now, let's discuss more about Varo. So he was a member of the Lucian Alliance. We find out later that he likes to hunt, that his father taught him, and he might have a brother or something he mentions. So it's when you find that in season 2, it's starting to make him a little more human, a little more of a likable character. During the Lucian Alliance attack, he ends up killing someone in the infirmary, one of the SG personnel on Destiny, which is a little questionable. But he was under you know how to work that out. He was attacked and they was attacked and all that. But later he instantly develops a connection with TJ, as I showed at the beginning. He was defending her against Kiva, because Kiva wanted to kill her on the last 2 episodes of season 1. Now Varo. It's near the 4th of July. We're gonna get fireworks. Anyways, so after the Destiny is reclaimed by SG personnel and they defeat the Lucian Alliance. Well, let's back up a little bit. During that attack, Varo I think it's season 2, episode 1, Varo got put off the planet with several other Lucian Alliance members. Got put off the ship onto the planet, as I mentioned in my Vanessa James video. And because he defended the crew, he was trying to save them. So there was already a goodness in his heart at that point, which is something that is commendable. So when he comes back, after Destiny is rescued by mainly Scott and Greer, they're basically the ones who did most of the heavy lifting, but it was also a little bit of Rush, Eli, and of course Gan was involved with that one. So he gives a list that goes through Telford, that goes to through Camille Ray to the IOA, on which members of the Lucian Alliance are trustworthy and the ones that have to be put off the ship, and they put some off the ship. I think there's one mistake there with Simeon, but that's another issue. So he starts becoming part of the crew slowly. Very slowly, and that's good. I like they didn't rush that, like some other series have rushed that sort of thing. And more fireworks. See? Everyone's cheering for Varo. But speaking of the Lucian Alliance, I can't explain it very well. Let's just let Dr. Jackson explain the Lucian Alliance for us. Sorry, I don't speak properly. You're just gonna have to forgive me for that. You can make fun of me if you want. It's not gonna hurt my feelings. But let's let Dr. Jackson explain the Lucian Alliance to us, okay? Let's take a look at that.
I'm Dr. Daniel Jackson. The Lucian Alliance is an organization of humans from a number of sovereign planets who have taken control of the resources and technology left behind after the Goa'uld were defeated. Not unlike the Mafia or street gangs from our own fair planet, the Alliance is made up of power-hungry criminals who use violence as a means of enforcing their dominion. Leadership is tenuous and constantly changing, but the association itself is formidable and must be taken seriously. They control a sizable army and numerous Hatak vessels, or former Goa'uld motherships, as well as a fleet of smaller gliders and bombers. The Lucian Alliance is also known for ensuring the servitude of less fortunate followers through the distribution of an addictive, corn-like food crop known as Casa.
Okay, so let's discuss more about Varo. some of what happened while he was on Destiny. So after he had befriended TJ, he started earning the respect of the crew. As the very first clip I showed, it was after when him and TJ were getting close. Sergeant Greer recommended him for that, and that's unusual. That was after the episode The Hunt, where he led his team of the Lucian Alliance members to go track this monster or creature on this planet that had abducted TJ and one other member of the crew. And that was at a time when Sergeant Greer, just after his kidney operation, he was having a little bit of nervousness. And that was another subplot theme of that episode, of him dealing with that. But he, at the end of that episode, he confronted his fear. And if you know the end of that episode, The Hunt, you'll know exactly what I mean. But he ended up saving TJ. And I think the rest of his team of the Lucian Alliance members got killed by the monster or monsters. There was more than one. There was a mother and young ones, I think. Something like that. But that made me wonder, like, all the Lucian Alliance members are all dead except for Varo, that's on Destiny. There are a couple more in there that we are not unaware of. You don't see any more on the rest of the series. Lily never got to explore it. That part bothered me a little bit. Anyways, so Varo earned the respect of the entire crew at that point, where Colonel Young even made him a free man, because he wasn't free from attacking Destiny, of course. But he did a lot of other things to help out. Previously, on the episode where there was the bomb on Homeworld Command, which is, I guess, in DC, near the Pentagon or something like that, when there was a Lucian Alliance attack. It was supposed to be a bomb laced with Naquadria or Naquada. Again, I still can't figure that out. For goodness sake, someone help me. I know the difference. I just can't say it right. I know Jonas explained that very clearly when he on those was it season 6 of SG1, the difference between. But I don't know what's going on out there. These neighbors. Goodness. Anyways, fireworks. Something's going on. Yeah, Jonas Quinn explained that very clearly, and I still get the words mixed up. So yeah, he gave the instructions to help disarm the bomb and ended up saving Homeworld Command. He saved the entire northeastern part of the United States. Varo did that. So yay for Varo. That part makes me happy. And then we get to this part when they go to the city. I think it was on, can't remember the episode name now, but as the descendants of Novus and the descendants of Futura are one of the cities that they're on when they were trying to download the database. And that's where Sergeant Greer says, billion light years across the universe and beef jerky survives. Oh, they're human descendants, but yeah. Anywho, the Earth, the whole planet was coming down because of seismic issues and volcanic issues. It was about that planet was gonna be doomed. And I think it was a black or something black hole went through the system about 30 years prior, and the planet had been about ready for a cataclysm. and they're trying to get back up. They're all climbing up an elevator shaft, and he saves TJ, and in the process he falls. And I'm like, no. Come on, you went through this whole character arc just for Varo to be gone. No, he survived. He's a tardy guy. Just an episode or two later on, well, first you see him on the alternate timeline of Destiny, the ones that went back in time through the Twin Destinies episode. He ends up getting together with Lieutenant James, and then they have children. So a lot of the descendants are Varo and Vanessa James' offspring. So that's interesting. So, but yeah, he's fine. On an episode or two later, he's, I think it was a blockade. He was helping defend. And for some reason, he had like an RPG rocket launcher that he puts on his shoulder. That must have been weapons left over from the Lucian Alliance invasion at the end of season 1. Because I don't know if that doesn't seem like standard issue for any SG personnel. It had to have been, because I know that's where Simeon got some of the Lucian Alliance. They had saved all the weapons that they brought on board. So that was really cool. And so he survived. So Varo not only saved half of the United States on Earth from an attack, he also, in 2 different timelines, stirred the hearts of 2 characters from Destiny. So this one's for Varo. Thank you for listening, and I'll leave you with a short clip where you get to see him briefly again. And please follow me on X and YouTube. It's more Indomial. And be nice. And remember, be nice to each other. Okay? Thank you.
It's on the move. Where are they going? Directly towards the star. Let's follow them. Divert all remaining power to the shields.